All right, well, hello everyone and happy Tuesday. It's digital host A.J. Wuest here, welcoming you back to Before the Four, the live stream where I go through some of 48's top news stories and then some before our 4 o'clock newscast. Wherever you're watching Before the Four this afternoon, I say it every day, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, or the 48 Now live stream. As always, thank you so much for watching and spending just a bit of your afternoon here. Now first, let's talk about the weather for this week. Feeling nice out there, if I do say so myself, here in the final day of September. 48 First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis with the latest. Brad?
Boy, very quiet, kind of a boring weather pattern. I like it though, less work, but we do need some rain. We'll probably get a better chance early next week. There's not much out there today. A rogue shower, very small sprinkle, and that's pretty much what's going to happen tomorrow too. Parkway traffic picking up a little bit here just after 3 o'clock on this Tuesday afternoon. And our temperatures have been delayed a bit because of the cloud cover we had earlier. So that's been a nice little surprise there. 82 Huntsville, Decatur, Athens. But still plenty warm in Muscle Shoals where it's 87. Your grilling forecast this evening, a very isolated rogue shower. The next 2 nights are going to be very similar. We're just completely dry though, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and probably Sunday too. But comfortable weather coming as another weak frontal boundary moves in. Early Thursday, it doesn't bring any rain, but it will bring about slightly lower humidity, but temperatures do remain above normal for the first full week of October. Normal high for the first week of October is 79 degrees.
That's what I'm talking about, absolutely. And also, don't forget First Alert Weather Extra. That goes on tonight at 9:30. You can watch Weather Extra wherever you're watching Before the Four this afternoon. So that's Facebook, that's YouTube, that's the 48 Now live stream. But yes, hard to believe the final day of September, and that forecast is looking quite good in my opinion. I cannot believe we're already moving into October, which I say it all the time. October is without a doubt my favorite month of the year just because the weather's super nice and yeah, you just can't go wrong with it. A bit cooler, usually. I don't want to say it all the time, but usually a bit cooler in October. And yeah, it's just great. I love October. All kinds of sports going on. The MLB postseason started officially today. You have NHL starting up. You have NBA starting up later on in the month. And then, of course, NFL football, as well as college football, is in full swing. But yes, like I said, Weather Extra tonight at 9:30. You're just not going to want to miss it. But now, a story in case you missed it. Alabama state leaders say Hispanic builders are leaving the area, causing labor problems here across the state. 48's Nick Ballinger with those details.
Labor shortages have been affecting Alabama home builders since the pandemic. Now, state leaders in the construction industry say federal immigration policies have been making an even deeper cut at those numbers.
So many of them have left the area.
With ICE job site raids happening across the state, like one in Mobile in June, many Hispanic builders are just leaving. Executive Vice President of the Alabama Home Builders Association, Russell Davis, says it's caused a dramatic change after 20 years of growth in the state's Hispanic workforce. I spoke with the home builder who's in charge of many new constructions here in Huntsville, and although he doesn't want to go on camera, he did tell me over the past couple of months he's lost many subcontracted workers who were here in this country legally. And he says he's not just losing laborers either. He's losing workers with very specific skills.
Got some, just artisan craftsmen that are now fantastic brick masons and tile setters. Let's say a brick mason that is one of our members and here perfectly legal, but he has a crew and 2 or 3 of them may not be legal. Sometimes they're kin to him, and so they all leave.
Nailing down a building team may be the least of Alabamians' worries.
This leaves a big gap in the availability of labor, the scheduling of labor, the cost of labor.
Less workers means longer, more expensive new builds, which is why Davis says something has to change.
And we would love to see a situation where we could establish a visa, a work visa for those folks that are trying to make an honest living.
And now moving out to Colbert County, where Sheriff Eric Ballantyne says the Colbert County Sheriff's Office is now a fully operational extension of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE. 48's Aria Pons reports on the 287G program.
2 arrests later, and the Colbert County Sheriff's Office is now officially a working extension of ICE.
We are now fully operational.
Sheriff Eric Ballantyne says his deputies made 2 arrests last week. He says their department had to make arrests before a certain date to become operational.
And we're going to go out and we're going to take this priority list and we're going to make this county as safe as we can make it.
Ballantyne says the process begins once ICE sends a priority list and his deputies work to track the people down. From there, an arrest is made and deputies have to reach out to ICE to find out where to take the people. Last week, deputies followed the priority list and picked up 2 people that were on it. Ballantyne says one was a violent criminal who had several warrants against him in this county for domestic violence. The calls involved the man having a gun and assaulting his family.
Whether people want to believe it or not, some of these illegals, they steal, they traffic other human beings, they bring in narcotics, they're part of cartels. Not all of them, but a percentage are, and that's what we're looking for.
The other person, Ballantyne says, skipped out on her federal court dates. Sheriff Ballantyne says he understands that some people may be for the program while others are against it. However, Ballantyne says he is sheriff for one very specific reason.
I never let politics affect how I police and maintain safety in this county. If I do my job, the people will want me here. And I'm gonna do my job, and not everyone's gonna agree with that. But my job is to keep people safe.
Reporting in Colbert County, Aria Pons, 48 on your side.
And now we're going to head to break, but coming up, taking a look at the high school football plays of the week. Today is the last day to vote for your favorite play, and how one Huntsville mother is working to prevent any more lives being taken by suicide. It's all ahead. We'll go through it all in 1 minute. All right, well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Before the Four. Now, let's take a look at some of the contenders for the Week 5 high school football plays of the week here in North Alabama. Now, remember, these polls close tomorrow as we'll be announcing the winner. So today is your last day to vote, but now let's take a look at them. Let's pull them up real quick. So this is the first play of the week. This is Athens running back Xavier Edwards running it in, taking it to the house. That is the first contender for play of the week. Now the second contender here, the Columbia quarterback. This is Tyson Reeves. Nearly fumbled there, but he picked it back up, and to the end zone he flies. Touchdown, Eagles. And the final play of the week right here, the Arab Knights running back, John Loden, rolls into the end zone there. So those 3 plays, those are the contenders for play of the week. Now, as I said earlier, these polls close tomorrow, so which one of these is your favorite? You can vote right now on our website. Just go to WAFF.com. You'll go to sports, and you'll find our Play of the Week web story where you can vote. And again, like I've been saying, these close tomorrow, so you're going to want to place your vote today. But now, Turning over to this story right here, one Huntsville mother works tirelessly to help prevent any more lives from being taken by suicide. In 2019, her 15-year-old son lost his life to suicide, and now 6 years later, she's turning her grief into a positive outlet for change. 48 Sarah Grace Kennedy with more.
He had the biggest smile. If there's one thing about Nigel you'll remember is his smile.
Kamika Shelby showed me one of her favorite pictures of her son Nigel. It shows him smiling big in front of the camera. She tells me that this picture was taken just a week before Nigel took his own life.
Just looking at that picture, you wouldn't think that his life was so heavy.
Kamika says that Nigel really struggled with depression and anxiety after being bullied for his sexuality at school. Kamika tells me that she was not aware of all the bullying that he was enduring at school until it was too late.
I was taking him to be treated. I guarded him a lot because of what he was going through. I honestly thought that he was in a better space. I never would have thought that morning I would come home from work later that day and I would find him that way.
Nigel was Kamika's only child, and after his unexpected death, she really struggled to move forward. She says that Nigel left a suicide note. His last message to her gave her the strength she needed to keep living.
In the letter, he said, "Mama, I want you to be happy. I want you to keep living." And somewhere them words clicked. And I felt like for me to give up, I was then letting him down.
It was after rereading that letter much later that she realized she could take that tragic experience and turn it into something that could help others.
I started speaking, helping other children, helping different parents, and it gave me a sense of purpose. And with that strength, I started to pick my life up.
Kamika even wrote a book and started a foundation called the Nigel Shelby Foundation that helps children like Nigel with scholarships, food, clothing, and other essential needs.
Nigel may no longer be here, but there are 1 million kids that are here that's just like him.
Keita Jones, Kamika's older sister, tells me that she is so proud of her sister for using their pain to help make a difference for other kids just like Nigel.
I really feel like that's one of the big things that my sister wants to do with her foundation is let these kids know that there is someone that you can reach if you feel like there's nobody in your circle that you can talk to, that you can reach out to, that you feel safe enough to tell your deepest, darkest secrets, and you don't have to worry about being judged.
Wow, incredibly sad story there, but I am glad that mother is using it to be a positive outlet for change. But now let's head into the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscasts. Women's flag football coming to UNA, the latest on the federal government shutdown and what that means here in the Tennessee Valley, and finally the ongoing water woes in Rogersville. And these are just a few of the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscast. And you all know what time it is now. It is, of course, time for Facebook Fun. And our 48 Facebook question today, we posted it this afternoon around 2:15 or so. What's a skill you're proud to have mastered? Do you have a skill that you would say you are a master of? Let's see, what is that skill for you? And let's see what you all had to say. Money, that's from Dee Dee. That is certainly a great skill to have, a skill not many people have, me, myself included. Thank you for commenting. David said folding a fitted sheet. I pretty much just wad that bad boy in there and stick it somewhere in my closet. I'm definitely not folding that, so I have not mastered that. Handstands, that's from Cheyenne. Okay, Mark Meadows said being lazy. Hey, some days you just need a lazy day. Some days, like maybe on a rainy day, on a Saturday or a Sunday, nothing wrong with that. You can master that skill. Matt Daniels said, jack of all trades, master of none. Hey, nothing's wrong with that either. It's good to be a Renaissance man, I would say. Being a jack of multiple different trades, nothing wrong with that. Shalonda said sleeping. Okay, I feel that, nothing wrong with that. But you all had such super awesome comments. Once again, sounds like you all are masters of a lot of different skills, a wide diversity of skills right there I see from you all. Thank you all for commenting on our 48 Facebook question today. It always makes my day seeing y'all's comments and seeing everything you have to say. But y'all, that is just about all the time I have for today's Before the Four. But thank you all for watching, spending a bit of your Tuesday afternoon here. I hope you all enjoyed tonight's evening newscast. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You all have a great night.